Hello and welcome to 365 Days of Healing. My name's Zoe and I'm going to talk to you today about our birth and what it was about our birth that allowed us to come onto this earth plane and experience what we experience here. At a soul level, we had a connection to the source, to the essence, to the monad, to infinite understanding, absolute insight and wisdom. And we chose to come and observe ourselves from this perspective. And so that we could come here to this plane, and we made a choice to come here to this earth plane, so that we could come here and experience what it means to be on this planet at this time, and for many lifetimes. We undertook the birthing process, and we chose to come to situations throughout the world that changed the way we looked back at ourself, that was a part of our soul and our soul connection. So the birthing process happened, and we were without any self-consciousness whatsoever. We cried, we pooed our pants, we just were. We drank, we ate, we slept. Everything was just done because we lived in the moment and we didn't question our place here. What happened then was the beginning of our conditioning, depending on how our parents, and particularly our mother, treated us right from when we were in the womb to when we were born, and how we were dealt with as we began to grow. And that was all part of our conditioning. But born with us was our understanding of what the senses were about. So our sense of taste was very heightened. And if you explore what the sense of taste is about, you start to understand the world through a different way. If we stop and appreciate each taste of the foods that we ingest, then we have an appreciation and a deeper understanding of the world around us. The sense of smell is very aligned to our sense of taste, and it is very heightened. And if we develop that sense of smell, we then perceive odours around us. These are all protective modes as well. They're all senses that help to protect this being. A baby explores all these things, the sense of sight, what we see, and not just what we see with our eyes, but what we see here in our peripheral vision, which is to do with our eyes. We often see passing shadows. We often see spirits moving through. Children are very aligned to these different dimensions, and you often hear of children having imaginary friends, they're called. But are they imaginary? I know from my own children that they were not imaginary. They were very real, that they became emotionally involved with these entities that were very much a part of their world. Now, the conditioning often shuts all that down, and here we are trying to get back to understanding what we knew and what we observed when we were children. That was often conditioned out of us. So our sense of hearing is very aligned, not just to hearing sounds and voices, vibrations, all sorts of things, but being audiocentric, as they say, so we're hearing voices very often that are coming from other dimensions that we're not actually even taught about. We have to explore the understanding of what that means as we grow past our conditioning. We have other senses, the sense of touch, that we're very, there's many nerves in our fingertips that we can touch our environment. We can understand through that sense of touch. It's also aligned to our sensuality and what that means as connection, not just to ourselves, but to relationship and those around us. So this birthing process gives us a lot of senses that if we explore as we've been conditioned and then have come out of that conditioning and start exploring it, it opens up a whole different world for us. And how valuable that is for us to understand that there is so much more to our world through our senses if we allow ourselves to explore what those senses are really all about. We also have what we call our sixth sense coming from our third eye. So it is knowing without knowing how we know it. And it's information that comes into us. We are a portal. We are energetic system. We are a portal to take in information from so many sources, so many energies around us. And if we open ourselves to explore what the senses were there with us right from birth, we have a different world that we begin to live in, a world of much more understanding, and where it opens our imagination into exploring things that we can't even see. If we have a look, say, at some of the First Nation people and this sense, this instinct and this intuition that they live with and grow with, and this extraordinary ability to know things way beyond what anybody has taught them, excuse me, then it leaves us open to deeper and deeper understanding. So go and explore what you were given at birth. And even if you had a lessened ability to see or hear or smell or even perceive with touch, the other senses will take over at a greater and more heightened extent. So the exploration is yours, as it is ours, and see you next time. Namaste.